Charlie Yielding has insisted that he hears a couple of cool things about my childhood. So, if you have any, maybe we skip this part. No, we'll do it for Charlie.
No.
And
it's very simple.
Very simple.
You were always, I won't call you a loner because that's not it. You were always off some other place in the house playing, doing something. Your sister was not. She was right under my feet, it seemed, most of the time. And every once in a while, I would be doing something in the kitchen and I'd hear something from the family room or wherever. Mom? Yeah, Charlie? You okay, Mom? Yeah, Charlie, I'm fine. You okay? Yeah. And that was it. I wouldn't hear anything more. You'd be off playing again. Half hour later, Mom? And that was your way of keeping track of where I was.
I couldn't text you.
No.
So I had to do something, right? And so my toys I played, I was obviously Star Wars was my big, we did a lot of that. Lincoln Logs, I remember Lincoln Logs being a big thing. I like to build things. Remember that was like an erector set, but it wasn't, I forgot what it was called. And it had gears, it had all this stuff.
Oh, no, it was an erect. Yeah, it was just called an erect. Oh, no.
No, is it a different name?
No, some Tinker Toys.
No, but it was like an erector set. We'll just go with that.
Okay.
But yeah, and you know what you were probably my first audience for anything I tried to do, and I thought I was going to be Mr. Comedian, and then realized only one person thought I was funny, and that's you. And you were already saying you're pretty funny. The truth is, one person thought I was funny, everybody else tolerates me, and that's okay. And I used to do...
Yeah, but see, I get your humor.
You definitely did.
I do, yeah.
And I remember I always, I did a lot of my own cooking, because I love to cook. I still do. And I would make these concoctions. You'd be like, what'd you put in there? I'm like,
Yeah. And
especially when you started working.
When you started working there. I'd say, if it tastes that good, you got to write down what it was, because I was jealous. It tasted better than anything I had made in that particular form.
Yeah, that's all right.
No,
and I would do a lot of vegetables back then.
Oh, yeah, you did.
And so, yeah, definitely a precursor. So I got to ask this. When I was younger, what did you think I was going to be when I grew up? I don't know if I've ever asked you that.
No, you haven't. But the only thing, the first thing that comes to mind is that when you were in high school, we went to some kind of a meeting at the school in the evening, and you were probably either 11th or 12th grade, and they were talking about the big thing was communication.
Okay.
And the examples they gave is engineering. Say Ford Motor Company, you have many kinds of engineers that work there, but do they talk to each other? Mm-hmm. And that's one of the biggest problems when you have a big corporation like that. It doesn't have to be that big, but if you have people, well, like even when we had our business and we had 3 or 4 people in engineering, okay? Yeah. We had Pat there, he was in charge. We had a lady there, I've forgotten her name, but it doesn't matter. She was a wonderful gal, but she had her part of it that she did well. Yeah. Pat did his part, but how did we do so well in what we were doing? Your dad had to come up with gauges that would check parts of the drivetrain of an automobile as it comes off the line. It had to be within millionths of an inch. Yep. Well, how do you design that? Well, what happens? Your dad comes in and tells them what he's been told they need. Mm-hmm. Then they work together, then they come together again and meet on it. And so there was good communication because we did well.
Well, and then you have to add in the customer was only willing to pay a certain amount.
Oh, yeah.
They needed it yesterday because they waited too long. And so all of that communication, it's literally what I do now. I'm taking a very hard topic, data, and I'm trying to communicate it to others. Yeah. And very similar to what an engineer had to do back then.